Stoics believe that we have no control over anything external to ourselves, whether it's other people, events, or circumstances. The only thing we can control is our own judgments, decisions, and actions. Therefore, we should focus on what we can control and calmly accept the things we cannot control. One of the main objectives of Stoics is to overcome destructive emotions like anger, fear, jealousy, or desire that disturb our peace and prevent us from acting rationally. Stoics argue that these emotions stem from false or irrational beliefs about what is good or bad, and claim that we can free ourselves from them by examining and correcting ourselves. Stoicism offers a space in our lives that can particularly assist us in our relationships with others, especially with the opposite sex. Stoics believe that regardless of gender, status, or background, we should treat everyone with kindness, justice, and respect. However, they also caution us about the dangers and seductions that may arise from our sexual desires and attachments, advising us to be careful and cautious in our relationships with women. In this video, we will focus on an aspect particularly important for men: things a man should always keep hidden from a woman. This may seem strange or even sexist, but it is not. It is based on Stoic understanding of human nature and the roles of men and women in society. It also stems from Stoic ideals of self-moderation and humility. So, what are the things a man should always keep hidden from a woman? Here are 8 of them. 1. Weaknesses. In Stoic philosophy, a Stoic man embraces timeless principles that determine his approach to life when faced with challenges. Particularly in the realm of personal weaknesses, a Stoic man rises above the natural inclination to complain or seek solace by accepting their pains. This understanding of Stoicism lies in patiently enduring everything, encompassing virtues such as patience, tolerance, acceptance, courage, and resilience. It's not about suppressing emotions or denying the presence of pain, but rather facing these challenges with a calm and rational mind. Stoicism teaches that external conditions may be beyond a person's control, but how one responds to those conditions is a matter of personal choice. A Stoic man does not indulge in self-pity or seek sympathy, even from his closest ones like his lover or spouse. Instead, he relies on his own well of strength and resilience, recognizing that true courage resides within oneself. Stoicism values internal strength, not based on external approvals or expressions of sympathy. While traditional wisdom may suggest that sharing one's weaknesses and seeking support is a sign of strength, Stoicism offers a different perspective. A Stoic man doesn't use his weaknesses to erode his confidence and self-respect. Rather, he sees these weaknesses as opportunities for growth and self-improvement. In the Stoic worldview, every challenge, every hardship becomes a crucible to forge a stronger, more virtuous character. By accepting weaknesses, the Stoic man finds raw materials for his own transformation. Stoic life is a continual exploration and journey of self-governance. Each trial is not an obstacle, but a stepping stone, a chance to discover virtue amidst life's challenges. By embracing this philosophy, the Stoic man finds a deep sense of purpose and satisfaction in facing the uncertainties of life with an inner strength and indomitable spirit, in a world often marked by chaos and unpredictability. 2. Mistakes. The Stoic approach to dealing with mistakes is profoundly wise and instructive, especially when considering the dynamics between a man and a woman. From a Stoic perspective, mistakes are not just overlooked or accidental missteps, but critical steps in the path towards wisdom and personal development. Therefore, a Stoic man exhibits an approach that combines humility, diligence, and introspective learning when it comes to learning from his mistakes. A key aspect of Stoic approach to mistakes is not carelessly pointing out others' mistakes, including women, as it can be misinterpreted as a sign of ignorance or foolishness. This perspective is not about hiding one's flaws out of shame or fear, but understanding that their purpose is learning experiences. A Stoic man recognizes that sharing his mistakes may not always contribute constructively to a relationship or conversation. According to the Stoic perspective, humility and care are virtues that guide responses to mistakes. A Stoic man doesn't belittle his mistakes. Instead, he approaches his work and decisions with careful thought and attention, striving to minimize the possibility of errors. However, in the event of a mistake, he doesn't shy away from them but embraces them as opportunities for personal growth and development. Learning from mistakes is a cornerstone of Stoic practice. The Stoic man analyzes his mistakes not with self-punishment or excessive guilt, but with an open and rational mind, seeking to understand the root causes and lessons that can be gleaned. This process of introspection and analysis is crucial for turning mistakes into valuable life lessons, enhancing the ability to navigate similar situations in the future. Additionally, the Stoic man demonstrates discipline and perseverance in correcting his mistakes. He understands that development is a continuous process that requires constant effort. Identifying his mistakes, instead of blaming others, he focuses on taking responsibility for his actions and their consequences, and on how to rectify the situation and prevent similar mistakes in the future. Stoic philosopher Epictetus encapsulated this approach in the essence: "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This profound statement emphasizes the Stoic belief in how even our own mistakes can affect us. 3. Dreams. According to the Stoic perspective, dreams and desires are deeply rooted in realism, pragmatism, and self-sufficiency philosophy. Within this framework, a Stoic man approaches his dreams with a balanced approach that is carefully focused and consistently reflects his values and talents. This philosophy, especially concerning dreams and desires that he can share with a woman, should not be confused with empty or unattainable aspirations. Instead, they are seen as pursuits that must be meaningfully pursued in harmony with a person's values and abilities. Therefore, a Stoic man avoids sharing his dreams, not out of secrecy, but to avoid the pursuit of modesty and external approval, thus refraining from sharing some dreams for this reason. This measure is an expression of focusing on and paying attention to what is under one's control in life. Pursuing dreams, especially for the approval or validation of a romantic partner, is fueled by a certain independence and internal affirmation from the external world according to Stoic thought. A Stoic man doesn't rely on external sources for the realization of his dreams, but trusts in his judgment and inner voice. This inner confidence reflects not a rejection of seeking support or being shaped by others, but confidence in determining the course of his life. This inner confidence reflects not a rejection of seeking support or being shaped by others, but confidence in determining the course of his life. Cicero articulated the essence of this philosophy by expressing that the holiest thing in the world is the human soul, highlighting the belief in the sanctity of the human soul and the importance of allowing it to guide our dreams and aspirations. However, according to the Stoic perspective, this inner guidance should not be based on external approval or rejection. When determining his dreams and goals, a Stoic man considers his internal values, talents, and truths. This is true even in romantic relationships. When a man shares his dreams, he follows his internal motivation and belief, rather than seeking external approval or acceptance. 4. Emotions. In the rich intellectual landscape of Stoic philosophy, a Stoic man's relationship with emotions is a complex exploration of self-awareness, conscious management, and balanced examination of rooted internal states with Stoic principles. Instead of suppressing emotions, a Stoic man navigates through complex emotions with a balanced approach rooted in understanding, conscious management of rooted internal states, and balanced examination of emotions with Stoic principles, recognizing their impact on judgments and actions. Despite the misconception that Stoicism requires the suppression of emotions, a Stoic man does not suppress his emotions. Instead, he embraces them with awareness and consciousness. In Stoic philosophy, emotions are seen not as enemies to be vanquished, but as signals that provide valuable insights into internal states. By accepting and understanding their emotions, the Stoic man gains deeper self-awareness and the ability to navigate the complexities of life. Crucially, the Stoic man is careful about how his emotions and feelings can influence his judgments and actions. Stoicism teaches a wise individual to integrate emotional intelligence into a rational decision-making process rather than irrational decision-making guided by emotions. By maintaining this balance, the Stoic man ensures that his responses to external events are not guided by fleeting emotions, but by a conscious and thoughtful thinking process. Though sensitive to his emotions, the Stoic man exercises moderation when expressing them to others. This choice is not about mimicking emotional detachment, but stems from a desire to convey emotions appropriately and beneficially to those around him. He is aware that not all emotions, even those directed towards his partner or spouse, may always positively contribute to the dynamics of relationships. The Stoic man's decision to conceal certain emotions from others is rooted in a commitment to rational and calm demeanor. Stoicism idealizes not emotional distance, but mastery of emotions. The Stoic man's approach to emotions strikes a balance between emotional intelligence and balanced expression of emotions. In the grand tapestry of Stoic virtues, emotions symbolize a brushstroke portraying self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and balanced expression. 5. The handling of personal secrets in Stoic philosophy is deeply intertwined with principles of common sense, honor, and respect for oneself and others. This perspective shapes how a Stoic man shares his secrets, especially within the context of interactions with a woman. The Stoic approach to secrets is built upon understanding the value of privacy and the importance of preserving personal respect, rather than simply for the sake of secrecy. From a Stoic viewpoint, secrets are considered a reflection of one's inner world and personal experiences. They are closely guarded not because they often contain shameful or malicious content, but because they represent aspects of one's privacy and personal dignity. A Stoic man finds the sanctity of his inner world valuable and understands that not all aspects of his life need to be shared with others. Common sense is a key virtue in Stoic thought and guides a Stoic man in his interactions with others. He avoids gossip and slander, understanding that such behaviors not only diminish the trust of others, but also compromise his own character. He chooses to keep his mouth shut, not out of fear of exposure, but out of a desire to respect both his and others' privacy. This common sense is a sign of reverence for the sanctity of personal boundaries and the confidentiality of shared secrets. Honor and reliability are central to Stoic character. A Stoic man is resolute in keeping his word and maintaining his honesty. He avoids deceiving or misleading others because he understands that such behaviors would not only jeopardize his moral principles, but also undermine the trust others place in him. The commitment to honor extends to how he handles both his own secrets and those entrusted to him by others. The Stoic man's approach to secrets is also characterized by a protective and respectful attitude. He does not disclose or exploit his own or others' secrets, but instead protects them, understanding this as a form of preserving the privacy and sanctity of personal experiences and inner lives. This protective stance is not about hiding the truth or avoiding responsibility, but about preserving the sanctity of personal experiences and inner lives. Self-assurance is a fundamental aspect of how Stoics handle secrets. A Stoic man trusts his judgment and common sense to manage his secrets, determining what should be shared and what should remain private. This self-assurance does not imply isolation or mistrust of others, but reflects confidence in his ability to manage his inner world. Cicero expresses the essence of this philosophy when he says, "The most sacred thing in the world is the human soul." This statement encapsulates the Stoic belief that thoughts, emotions, experiences, and secrets are sacred. By protecting his secrets and showing respect for the secrets of others, the Stoic man honors the sanctity of the human soul. In summary, the Stoic man's approach to secrets strikes a delicate balance between common sense, honor, and respect. It is not about an awareness that all aspects of life should be shared, but about understanding when one should share oneself and committing to the integrity of one's privacy. Common sense, reliability, and the preservation of personal boundaries are reflections of his commitment to honoring the sanctity of the human soul. This approach allows him to embody Stoic virtues such as honesty, the dignity of privacy, and a culture of virtuous and dignified inner self. 6. The Stoic philosophy's approach to pains is marked by a commitment to resilience, courage, and maintaining inner peace. This perspective deeply influences how a Stoic man handles and communicates his pains, particularly in the dynamics of relationships with women. The Stoic understanding of pain is not about denial or suppression, but about overcoming pain and accepting difficulties with stoic and cheerful attitudes. From a Stoic viewpoint, particularly in the context of a romantic relationship, openly displaying one's pains can be perceived as a sign of suffering and distress. However, a Stoic man does not succumb to the weight of his pains. Instead, he adopts a stoic and cheerful attitude by acknowledging that the hardships of life are an inevitable part of the human experience. Resilience means that a Stoic man approaches his pains with patience and endurance, rather than allowing them to dictate his mood or behavior. Stoicism teaches that meeting challenges with grace is not a sign of weakness, but a manifestation of strength and resilience. The Stoic man embraces this philosophy and decides to carry his pains with resilience and cheerfulness. Stoic philosophy teaches a distinct perspective on seeking relief from pain. Rather than seeking immediate relief or distraction from his pain, a Stoic man views pain as a challenge that strengthens him. By reframing pain as a challenge and an opportunity for growth, he transforms the experience into a meaningful and transformative journey. The Stoic man's response to pain is not about displaying weakness or seeking sympathy. For him, pain is a personal challenge and an opportunity for inner transformation. By choosing not to openly display his pain, he directs his energy towards overcoming challenges with resilience and maintaining a stoic and cheerful attitude. The renowned Stoic philosopher Seneca eloquently expresses this ethos, saying, "Fire tests gold, adversity tests brave men." This metaphor emphasizes that challenges and difficulties are opportunities, symbolized by metaphorical fire, for individuals to demonstrate their true character and resilience. The Stoic man faces this test with courage and resilience. In summary, the Stoic man's approach to pains is characterized by resilience, cheerfulness, and transformative growth. Embracing challenges with resilience, gracefully managing life's adversities, and committing to maintaining inner peace reflect the ideals of Stoic virtues. This approach enables him to overcome the challenges he faces by balancing the flow of life and leading a balanced life. while remaining committed to personal growth and development. 7. The Stoic philosophy's approach to pleasures is marked by a distinct call for moderation and temperance. This perspective is particularly relevant in understanding a Stoic man's interactions and relationships with women. Stoicism, emphasizing virtues and self-discipline, is known for its approach to pleasure as a potential source of excess and addiction, requiring careful thought and restraint. For a Stoic man, pleasure is not inherently negative, but his relationship with pleasure requires careful consideration and moderation. Allowing pleasures to go unchecked or allowing pleasures to govern him would deviate him from his principles of self-discipline and reason. Therefore, he engages with pleasures from the perspectives of reason and moderation. A Stoic man always keeps in mind the transient nature of pleasures and the potential for deviation from more meaningful purposes. This approach views pleasure not as deprivation or asceticism, but as a way to incorporate pleasure into life in a balanced and thoughtful manner. He avoids excess and overindulgence, applying attention and restraint in the pursuit of pleasurable experiences. In doing so, he ensures mastery over his pleasures without compromising his principles or well-being. Desiring and seeking pleasures are seen as paths leading to discontent and turmoil. Therefore, the Stoic man develops an attitude of detachment regarding attachment to pleasures. Emotions play a significant role in managing his desires, ensuring that they do not suppress rational judgments and thoughts, but instead are used with wisdom and virtue to serve him, rather than control him. Stoic philosophy also teaches the importance of not exploiting or wasting pleasures. A Stoic man values the quality and quantity of his experiences. He seeks to preserve his pleasures not through excess and hedonism, but by appreciating their value and engaging with them consciously and actively. This approach allows him to derive genuine satisfaction from his pleasures without falling into the traps of excess and indulgence. In his relationships with women, a Stoic man is guided by the principle of self-regulation. He does not seek to satisfy his desires, including pleasures, through external sources, but focuses on regulating his internal desires and pleasures, including relationships. This self-regulation is a sign of his commitment to personal integrity and autonomy. Epictetus, a famous Stoic philosopher, expresses this profound wisdom, saying, "Freedom is not secured by the fulfilling of one's desires, but by the removal of desire." This quotation reflects the Stoic belief that true freedom and contentment are achieved not by succumbing to desires and impulses, but by managing them. The Stoic man finds freedom and contentment not in unrestrained desires, but in enjoying pleasures thoughtfully and disciplining himself. In conclusion, the Stoic man's approach to pleasures expresses a balance between moderation and reason. He engages with pleasures in a measured manner and manages them to avoid excess and addiction. This balanced approach allows him to enjoy life's pleasures while preserving Stoic virtues. Stoic man's balanced approach to pleasures reflects the wisdom and self-discipline required to enjoy life and maintain personal integrity. 8. Love in the context of Stoicism is approached as a concept that requires independence, self-sufficiency, and reason. A Stoic man, guided by the principles of Stoic virtues, addresses love without falling into excessive attachment and dependency, instead directing it with freedom and rationality. This perspective is crucial in understanding romantic relationships and emotional bonds in the context of Stoic approach. For the Stoic man, love does not mean losing oneself or becoming excessively attached. Rather, he views love as directed by wisdom and rational understanding. This approach allows him to maintain his independence and self-sufficiency, even within the context of a romantic relationship. Love, for the Stoic man, does not entail losing oneself in reality or risking his principles or freedom. Instead, love is seen as guided by moral and rational understanding, as an exchange of mutual respect and care. This perspective encourages a healthy and balanced relationship where both individuals can freely be themselves and grow independently. The Stoic man does not demand or expect love. Instead, he appreciates and values the love he receives, understanding that love is a gift to be cherished rather than a right to be claimed. This approach fosters emotional depth and authenticity in his relationships, viewing love not as a claim to be made or a means of binding a person, but as a bond based on mutual respect and freedom. What matters is that the Stoic man does not feel the need to constantly express love in words. He believes that true love is expressed in daily interactions and forms of support, understanding, and care for his partner. Experiencing love is not only through verbal expressions, but through daily behaviors and actions. Marcus Aurelius, a renowned Stoic philosopher, expresses this philosophy with the words, "The best way to avenge yourself is to not be like the one who did you wrong." This quotation reflects the Stoic belief that, at its core, even in the face of challenges or negative influences, one must uphold their virtue and character. In the context of love, this highlights the consistency and independence of the Stoic man, who directs his emotions according to his principles and values. In conclusion, the Stoic man's approach to love strikes a balance between emotional depth and rational understanding, viewing love through the lenses of freedom, respect, and authenticity, while maintaining independence and personal integrity. This balanced approach lays the foundation for healthy, fulfilling, and meaningful relationships, preserving the depth and authenticity of love.